Alright, Bunch of Magic time! Playing some post-rotation mono blue Eldrazi. So every card in our deck will still be in the format after the upcoming standard rotation. And I'll say it, I said it before and I will say it again. These are really good cards to own if you're planning on playing standard. They're cheap. You can build this whole deck for under $100 in paper. And you're actually getting like multiple decks for that price. Because a lot of these cards, you can build a like mono red Eldrazi build, multiple colors of Eldrazi. They go in the ramp Eldrazi build. There's just so much you can do with these cards. So, highly recommended if you are interested in playing standard. Unfortunately, our hand is a little 4-drop flooded. Good news is they are some pretty powerful cards. Thought-Knot Seer, Whirler Rogues are pretty good. Looks like we're up against, who knows, Mardu, blue, Abzan, red, 5-color, something. I will be glad when the format rotates, just because I'm really tired of these crazy colors. Are we going to play Dimensional Infiltrator? Yeah, we might as well. We can always bounce it back to our hand later if we need to. Another Thought-Knot. Well, starting next turn, we're going to go to town with 4-drops. Well, might as well try to bounce it. We're not doing anything else. I don't think bluffing a counter. Eldrazi Sky Spawner? That's what our opponent... Seriously? What is this deck? Are people just playing Sky Spawner in like 4-color Jeskai builds? What? Sky Spawner... Sky Spawner does cost blue mana. I'm so confused. Well, let the games begin. I guess we just go island into... The problem with Thought-Knot Seer is if they kill it, they get to draw a card. Let's go Whirler Rogue first. Whirler Rogue goes wide. Weaker to, like, Radiant Flames, but better against one targeted removal spell, like Murderous Cut or Draconic Roar. Well, not Draconic Roar, because Draconic Roar can't kill it. Neither can Fiery Impulse. I think we're still in pretty good shape, though. We just have a lot of power in our hand. And our opponent's deck is ambitious if they are playing Sky Spawner in this deck. I do not understand what's happening. Another Mimic. Well, let's attack with our Thopters. Let's go Seagate Wreckage, Eldrazi Mimic, Eldrazi Mimic. Put a counter on one of our Mimics. And this sets us up for a huge Thought-Knot next turn. Alright, our opponent gets their blue mana. Is Eldrazi Sky Spawner really the kind of card you splash in a Jund deck? I just can't get over that. This seems so crazy. Chandra is the kind of card you will play in any deck. That is going to wipe our board. I guess the good news is we get to Thought-Knot, take whatever is good in their hand, and then hopefully kill Chandra. So Thought-Knot, take a removal spell. Sumgar Scorn they can't cast. Oh my goodness! Look at the mana cost in this deck. I guess Den Protector? Well, let's just take... How many instants and sorceries do they have? They have 2. Let's take Den Protector. If they want to Draconic Roar and give up their Chandra to kill Thought-Knot, then that will be acceptable. And then we get to follow it up with another Thought-Knot. They're going to draw and discard with Chandra. Gets rid of a lot of bad things. Plays another blue source. Guess we don't need Exile open. Graveyard might be relevant. Dragonlord Atark is good. Jeez. Our opponent drew a good one there. And they get to draw a card. And they have an 8/8 flyer with trample. Well, let's Thought Knot. Get rid of Thunderbreak. Put a counter on Thought Knot. Pass the turn. They're going to draw some new ones with the Chandra. Land. Oh, they probably have more removal. They don't even attack? Yeah, let's just Thought Knot again. They could have also drawn into counter spells. Yep, they draw Slumgar Scorn. Alright, pass the turn. I guess they would have countered Whirler Rogue anyway. They had Landland or Chronic Roar. Gets new cards. Jeez, that is an annoying ability. Foul Tongue Invocation. Well, looks like we are about dead. Actually, we are literally dead. Because we can't play anything. I guess we could draw a Reality Smasher to kill Chandra. Assuming they don't have something else, which is unlikely. This deck seems horrible, but we're losing to it. Pretty unfortunate they just randomly drew what I assume is like a one of Dragon Lord Atarka. See, this sort of jank will no longer be possible post-rotation. Which improves our deck. Our deck loses nothing. It is rotation proof. While our opponent's deck gets wrecked. Yeah, we're done. They can wipe away our tokens. Looks like we are going to want Scatter to the Winds. Negates. Icefall taps down a Dragon Lord. Actually, so does Blinding Drone, though. What are we taking out? Crawler, Ruination Guide. Maybe we just go 3 negates and a Whirler Rogue, since it's pretty bad against Chandra. Alright, we get to play first against some crazy multicolor deck. They also have a lot of removal to kill our little stuff. They're going to lose to themselves some percentage of the time, which as a... Well, I guess actually we're like a 2-color deck, because colorless is essentially a color. But we shouldn't lose to our mana base like they will, very often at all. So let's just lead on our Eldrazi Mimic. Leaves open Ruination Guide for next turn, most likely. Well, I have an untap land. Fiery Impulse takes down our Mimic. Alright, let's play Foundry into Ruination Guide. Opponent must be land light, but they drew another one. Draconic Roar, I assume. Maybe not. Painful Truths. Painful Truths is a bit risky. Because it hits them for 3, then we hit them for 3. Or they just do nothing? Alright. Foul Tongue Invocation? Foul Tongue Revealing Thunderbreak. We draw another land, which isn't particularly helpful. So we'll leave up Dimensional Infiltrator. Then we have Reality Smasher for next turn. And this Foundry is nice. I'm assuming this is Thunderbreak. They go with Sky Spawner. That might mean they are building to a Chandra. Well, let's Dimensional Infiltrator. Exile a card from our opponent's library. Bloodstained Mire. No, not going to return it. Hedron Crawler. Not exciting at the moment. Reality Smasher solid, though. So we're going to smash in for presumably 5. Yeah, put our opponent to 16, pass the turn back. Want to try to keep our Infiltrator alive as Foul Tongue Invocation protection. Because that's in a way to get rid of Reality Smasher without discarding. Thunderbreak. Sure. No attacks. Endbringer is pretty sweet. Well, let's Reality Smash. Opponent's going to block with everything. Maybe we kill the Scion and leave the Sky Spawner alive? Yeah, I like that idea. Cut off mana. They missed their land drop last turn. Then player land, play our Endbringer, which should be pretty sweet. Unless they can just kill it. And now they're nowhere near Dragonlord Atarka to kill our Endbringer. They're going to need, like, Fiery Impulse on Dimensional Infiltrator plus Foul Tongue Invocation. Languish doesn't do it. They don't have Crux mana yet. Then we start drawing cards, potentially. Another Thunderbreak. Fair enough. Another Reality Smasher. Well, let's shoot down the Sky Spawner. Play Reality Smasher. Get in there with Reality Smasher. And I think we're in good shape now. Get to untap our Endbringer. So we can deal a damage or make Thunderbreak not block. Probably not going to do that. I guess Crux would still be good here, if that was what they were waiting for. The 5th land for Crux. Sky Spawner, not super relevant. No attacks. Well, let's shoot down the Sky Spawner. Endbringer's doing some work. Land doesn't really matter. Well, let's attack with Reality Smasher. If they double block, we'll shoot the token with Endbringer and just kill the Thunderbreak. They're just going to block with Thunderbreak. Hit our opponent for 1. Well, we're going to shoot this Scion anyway, so they don't have Dragonlord Atarka mana. Play Hedron Crawler. Yavimaya Coast. Pass the turn. So Chandra doesn't beat us here. I don't know. They need Crux. I think it's Crux or bust. And it looks like bust. Sweet. Alright, well, we took down that game. Apparently this deck is good enough to compete with pre-rotation decks, which is probably a good sign. It's still going to be pretty good post-rotation when decks are going to be less powerful in general. Except for ours. Ours won't be less powerful. Alright, good enough. Weak to Chandra, but Lumbering Falls, okay. Oran Reef the Vast Woods, pass the turn. I'm probably just going to play Hedron Crawler. If our opponent would like to counter it, that's fine. Or kill it. Opponent goes tap Smoldering Marsh, so it's not dead yet. We will want another blue source eventually for this scatter to hit like a Dragonlord Atarka or a Chandra, primarily. Wow. They're going to roast our Hedron Crawler. Okay. Now let's see what we draw. Reality Smasher. Alright, we'll just play this Oran Reef, pass the turn. Come on, blue source. We could really use a blue source. Because Chandra is really bad for this hand. Well, there's the land. They probably have Thunderbreak, I'm assuming. There's Thunderbreak. Well, we will Dimensional Infiltrator. There's an island. That's good. So let's... I don't think we need to leave up Scatter yet. Let's play Eldrazi Sky Spawner. Put a counter on our Sky Spawner. Pass the turn. Having 2 Oran Reefs is pretty nice. Means our little things actually get pretty big. Once our opponent gets to 6 lands, then we're really going to want to be conscious about leaving up Scatter, just to prevent the blowout from Chandra. Draconic Roar, no... Oh, they did reveal. What did they reveal? Oh, Modo. It didn't go anywhere. Alright, they revealed an unknown. I wish we knew what it was. What do we do? We can just Reality Smash? Go aggro? I think that's the right play. Start the beatdowns. Put our opponent to 12. Because Chandra isn't going to kill Reality Smasher. And Reality Smasher likely will kill Chandra. Alright, they go with Crux of Fate. Now we would really like another land. Like, really, really like another land. Like Spawning Bed, for example. Now we get to smash again. And we are staying ahead in the race. Man, we are so close to just winning this. Another Lumbering Falls. One more blue source would be nice as well. Another Thunderbreak. Ooh. Alright. And then gonna play defense. Blue land? Sky Spawner. This is interesting. We can play Sky Spawner, double pump with Ruins, and play defense, but then we can't leave up Scatter. But if we don't do anything, then our opponent just gets to attack us to death? Well, I guess we are priced into playing the Sky Spawner. Get the Scion, put 2 counters on it. Do we want to trade Reality Smasher with a single dragon? Because they will double block. Probably not. I think we pass for now. Alright, tap land. Opponent has 2 cards in hand. Man, I wish we had another blue source. Sarkin Unbroken. Draw a card, add a mana, make a 4/4 flyer, and search your library for any number of dragon cards, put them on the battlefield, and shuffle. Alright, they make the flyer. Blue source? Blue source? That's a blue source. That's very good. We can pass, leave up Scatter. If our opponent does nothing, we can sack Spawning Bed. It's either that or play Sky Spawner, leave up Scatter. Attacking probably doesn't help, does it? We can trade a Sky Spawner with a dragon. Yeah, let's attack our opponent. They might actually take this damage, thinking, "Oh, then we can win on the backswing." They do not. They're going to double block, so we get to kill a Thunderbreak. play another sky spawner. Pass the turn. Gonna draw with Sarkin, which means they aren't making another dragon. Kozilek's Return. Well, I guess we gotta counter that. Opponent's got 5 mana to work with. And it's a Nissa that they can immediately flip. Which means they can make a 4/4. No attacks. So our opponent's going to draw 2 extra cards. That leaves us really vulnerable to a top deck. Attacking doesn't really help yet. I think the plan is pass. Yeah, I think we just pass here. Do you want to trade Reality Smasher with a dragon? Probably not. Alright, pass the turn. The plan is to Spawning Bed, next turn, double Ruination Guide. Opponent hits a Draconic Roar, which actually leaves us dead. Oh. Seriously? Makes a dragon. Draconic Roar Flyer, yep. Slumgar. Wow. Wow! Look at that drawing. But they're only going to attack with 1? Well, I still think we're dead. I don't know if we have anything that gets us out of this. We get to sack Spawning Bed. Put a counter on one of our creatures. Yeah. Wow, our opponent drew them all. And that does it. Oh, that was a close one. Jeez.